Alright, Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, how are you today? Very good, very good. Alright, today we're looking at a very important topic, and this has to do with sentence fragments. Remember last time we talked about complex sentences, and in the previous lectures we also talked about different sentence structures, such as simple sentences, compound and complex sentences. And we also talked about comma splice and run-on as very common sentence errors. Today we're looking at a third very common type of sentence problem, which is sentence fragments. What is sentence fragments? Fragment, and how can we solve a sentence fragment? This is something that we'll look at today, inshallah. But before I start my class, excuse me, I have Iman, and she's going to give us a presentation on the topic. So the floor is yours, Iman.
Okay, hi. I'm Iman Awad. Today I'm going to present a small presentation about sentence fragments and how to avoid it and fix sentence fragment. First of all, we would like to know what is a sentence fragment. Sentence fragment is an incomplete sentence. It is a part of sentence that doesn't express complete thought. So it's a part of sentence doesn't express complete thought. We call it sentence fragment. Sentence fragment may lack three elements. May lack one of three elements. It may lack a subject, a verb, or an independent clause. Okay. We're going to look at this example. Inspires my many poets and song writers. Here, this sentence lacks a subject. So what inspires many poets and song writers? It could be spring, nature, and here another, the pleasant weather of May, and what is fun. Make me happy. We need a verb. We don't have a verb in this sentence. Here we have some exercises. I need you to identify and correct fragments. Try to look at examples and know what is missing here in this example.
The first one wrote about her emotions. What is the problem here? If you can get it. Yes, please.
The sentence lacks a subject.
The sentence lacks a subject.
Yeah.
Very nice. What about the other one?
May say she wrote about him. Okay, the second.
Has found gold medals, maybe the player.
The player
like a
need a
subject.
subject.
Yes.
Okay, Jack's so clever, so he always gets high marks. What do you think? What's wrong with him? Yeah?
It's lacking a verb. Jack is so.
Jack is, yes. We need a verb. John working extra hard on his hook shot lately.
The verb is lacking a verb.
Yes.
The verb is missing.
Yes, the verb is missing. John is working. Because of time, we're going to. Here we have a dependent clause fragment. Begin with a subordinating conjunction. We talked before about subordinating conjunction. We have time subordinating, such as before, after, when, whenever. And we have place subordinating, such as where, and so on. We have reasons, such as because, since. If we look at this sentence, after he promised his mother to go to school, is it a complete sentence? Is it explain a complete thought? No. What do you think is missing here? This is a dependent clause. So it's missing independent clause. We can fix it by saying after he promised his mother to go to school, he stayed home to watch TV. Okay. As we said before, clause start with subordinating. Here we give us another example. If it rains today, is it a complete?
No.
It starts with F conditional. And here, because snow is beautiful, the moon in the moonlight. Okay, let's look at exercises. Oh no, relative pronoun. We have another sentence fragment which is relative pronouns. What is a relative pronoun? Relative pronouns introduce clauses that modify nouns or pronouns. We have three, such as who, which, and that. For example, the instructor who, this is a relative pronoun. It modifies the subject, the instructor. The instructor who argued against class cancellation for snow. So, if this is a relative clause, and this is the subject. Relative clause has a verb. What is missing here? We don't have a verb for our subject. So we need to fix it. It's a little bit tricky. Okay. We can fix it by two ways. First, we can say the instructor who argued against class cancellation for snow was very unrealistic. Or we have another way to fix it, which just we can cancel the pronoun relatives. And here it is. The instructor argued against class cancellation for snow.
Okay. 10 seconds.
Here it's another example, and we're going to look at exercises. Okay. Please identify and correct fragments here.
Just the first one should be fun because of time. Just read it for them and see what the problem is. The second one.
Okay. Anyone? My sister who went to school in America. Yes.
Just we can say my sister went to school in America.
Yes, we can cancel relative pronoun. Yes. Or complete it. My sister who went to school in America is a nurse, for example. Okay. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for listening, and thank you for my professor.
Thank you. All right, sentence fragments. Okay, like what Iman said. First, what is a sentence fragment? What is a sentence fragment? Yes, over there, please, Iman. Oh, yes, please.
A sentence fragment is don't complete sentence.
Okay,
Don't verb, don't complete sentence.
Very nice. It's not a complete sentence. Very good, very good. Okay, let's see these examples. All right. Because my cat loves it, all right? Since he came to New York, before you see me, the boy with the blue jeans, what do you notice about these groups of words? Are these sentences?
No.
All right. No, why is it not? Why are they not?
They're not giving you a complete meaning.
Very nice, very nice. They don't give a full idea. Remember that we once defined a sentence as a group of words that has a subject and a verb and expresses a complete meaning. So when I say because my cat loves it, the reader would say, so what? There is something missing in the meaning here. Okay? And the same thing when I write since he came to New York, the reader would say, what has he been doing? All right? So again, the idea is not complete. All right? Before you see me, what would happen? And the same thing also for the boy with the blue jeans. The idea is, what about him? Okay? So the idea of a fragment is that they are incomplete ideas. In other words, they are incomplete sentences because there is something missing in the idea for it to be complete. And that's why we call them fragments or sentence fragment. A sentence fragment is a part of a sentence, not a complete sentence. And that's because it's either lacks a subject or lacks a verb, doesn't have a verb, or the idea is not really complete. Alright? So, a sentence fragment consists of, sometimes it can come in the form of a dependent clause. Remember what we talked about in the dependent clauses last time?
Yes.
A subject and a verb, but the idea is not complete. For example, because I was quite busy. We cannot deal with this as a sentence because it's not a complete idea. It's not a complete thought. Sometimes a fragment comes as a phrase, not a clause. For example, I like ice cream. Perfect sentence. But what about especially chocolate? This is not a sentence. This is a phrase, okay? And sometimes, and I notice this quite often, sometimes in your writings, it comes as a word. For example, finally, schools, full stop. So it is not really a sentence, it's actually one word. So this is again another example of sentence fragments, okay? Alright, so let's look at this example of a fragment. What is the problem here? The increase in the cost of renting a house.
This teacher.
What is the problem here? Is this a sentence? According to the definition of a sentence, is this a sentence? No, of course not. It is not a sentence, it's a fragment. And why is it a fragment? It is missing a verb. Where is the verb? Okay, what is the complete idea? It is not a sentence, it's actually a phrase, or it is not a sentence, not a clause, because it is missing a verb. Oh, there is no main verb in the sentence. There is no subject-verb relationship. Okay? Alright, how can we fix it? We can look at the example. The cost of renting a house has increased. Now I have a subject-verb relationship, and the example and the sentence is meaningful. The sentence is complete in terms of idea. So I always have to look at these three elements: subject and a verb and a complete idea. Let's consider a second example. After he finishes work.
What not complete?
Yes, what is, it is not a complete idea. Yes, I have a subject and a verb, but the idea is not really complete. So it is not a complete idea because it is a dependent clause, not an independent clause, or not a sentence, not a full sentence. How can I fix it? How can I fix it? After he finishes work. Yes, please.
He go abroad.
He goes, or he will go abroad. Another example would be something like, after he finishes work, he will meet his friend at a cafe. Alright, now we have a dependent clause and independent clause, and we have a complex sentence that is meaningful sentence. Okay, is this clear?
Yes.
Let's see a third example. Walking in the park alone this morning. What is the problem here in this sentence fragment? Remember the three things we talked about. Walking alone in the park alone. Walking in the park alone this morning. Yes, please. There is no subject and there is no verb. Oh, it's just walking itself is not a subject-verb relationship. It's something we call a participle phrase. Okay? There is no subject-verb relationship, a grammatical relationship, and there is no complete idea here. How can I fix it? I could say, yes, please. Excellent. He was walking alone in the park this morning. So I created this sort of subject-verb relationship. He was walking, or I was walking in the park alone this morning. So I have a subject, and I have a finite verb, and a complete idea. And fourth example, or I could say, walking in the park alone this morning, comma, I felt so refreshed and Amer. So this becomes a phrase modified to the independent clause, attached to the independent clause. Alright? Let's see number 4. Second, pollution. Is this a sentence? No, this is a word. So this is a sentence fragment, not a complete sentence. How can I fix it? Of course, this is only a word, not a complete sentence. I could fix it by writing a complete sentence. Yes. Alright, second, pollution is harmful to both people and the environment. Now I have a complete sentence. Now I have all the elements of a good sentence. A subject and a verb, and the idea is complete. The final example, just to show, let's see. To visit Cairo during summer. What is the problem? It's a fragment because the meaning is not complete, and also because there is no, again, subject verb in the sentence relationship. So it is something we call infinitive phrase. Okay, it's not a clause even, it's a phrase starting with an infinitive. To visit Cairo during summer. Okay, how can I fix it? That's easy. Just change it into a sentence, into a complete sentence. Yes, please.
I would love to visit Cairo.
I would love to visit Cairo during summer. Okay? Or, yes, please. He decided to visit Cairo this summer. Or,
I have a plan to visit Cairo.
excellent. I have a plan to visit Cairo this summer. So what we have here is that all of your good examples is to change that phrase or to fix the sentence fragment by changing it into a complete sentence. I could say, to visit Cairo during summer, subject, can be verb. To visit Cairo during summer can be very exhausting, or can be fun, by the way, or it can be very exhausting to visit Cairo during summer. Now here I fixed the sentence fragment by making sure that I have a complete sentence, a subject and a verb, and the idea is complete. Is this clear?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Let's do first practice, and let's look at our page on your textbook on page 82. Very nice. 82. Yes, please. All right. So in exercise 7, what I'd like you to do is just to quickly go over these sentences and decide if the sentence is complete and say it is complete, and if it is a fragment, just say it is a fragment and try to fix it. Try to fix the fragments. Okay? Yes, please. You see the first example. Before I learned to speak English well. What is the problem here? A fragment or a sentence?
Fragment.
Fragment, because it is a dependent clause. Okay? How can I fix it? I could simply say, delete before. I learned to speak English well. Or before I learned to speak English well, comma, I was suffering with a lot of grammatical problems and so on. Okay? Look at the other example, please. Let's look at number 2. Who would like to do number 2? Yes, please.
Every night after I finish my homework.
Fragment or sentence?
Fragment.
Fragments. All right. How can I fix it? It's because it's not a complete idea. It's just a dependent clause. How to fix it? We could say every night. Yes, please.
Every night after I finish my homework, I chat with my friends.
Very nice. I chat with my friends.
Yes.
With my friends. Very nice. Okay, now I added an independent clause to this fragment to make it a complete sentence. Yes, please, over there.
As soon as we hear the crash, it's a fragment.
It's a fragment, yes. How to fix it?
As soon as we heard the crash, we ran to see what's happening.
We ran, excellent. We ran to see what happened, or we called the police and so on. All right? We ran to see, that's a Palestinian thing. We ran to see what happened. What happened?
Yes.
Okay? Very nice. All right, number 4. Yes, please. Yes. At the end. Yes, please.
The bicycle racers stopped to rest before they started up the mountain, correct?
That's a sentence. Very nice. That's a sentence. Number 5.
Yes.
Yes, please. Over there.
Wait until you hear the bell, then you can go home. It's a fragment. I correct by
Let's look at number 5 again. What is the sentence? Wait until you hear the bell. That's a sentence. It's an order. It's an imperative. So it is a complete sentence. There is no problem in it. Number 6. Yes, please.
Whenever my children have a school holiday, I go out for shopping.
Dennis, is it a fragment or not? It's a fragment. Whenever my children have a school holiday, what happens? So again, the idea is not complete. I could say, come on. What was the answer? We go out. We go shopping. Okay? So now it is a complete idea. Now it is a sentence. Finally, yes, please.
It's a sentence. I work at night while my husband stays home with the children.
Very nice. It is a sentence. It's a complete sentence that has all the elements of a good sentence. So, right, let's look at these examples of sentence fragments, and we're going to work together and try to fix them very quickly. Remember, we said that a sentence fragment could be a dependent clause or a phrase or just a word. So these we have examples of the three kinds of sentence problems. Let's see, look at number one and just answer it together. Hundreds of people in the street. It's a fragment. Why? No subject, no verb, no clear idea. It's a phrase, not a sentence. How can I fix it? Very easy. I could say,
there are hundreds of people in the
there are hundreds of people in the streets, or hundreds of people in the streets were walking, or were gathering, or were shouting, or whatever. Okay, so as long as I make sure that there is a subject and a verb and a complete idea. Very nice. Just very quickly in pairs, look at these examples of sentence fragments and try to fix them. Let's address them, each one, every one of them. Yes, please. Second one. If your parents, yes.
When you are not doing your homework, it's fragment.
It's a fragment. How can I deal with it?
You go and write your homework in front of them.
Then, so I add something to it. So if your parents think you're not doing your homework, comma, okay?
Do something.
Do something to please them, all right? Or do something in front of them, okay? Just make sure you are doing your homework. Okay? Very nice, very nice. So I added another clause to complete the sentence. Or else I could just simply delete F. Now it is a complete idea because it has no subordinators. Alright? Number 3. Having no money and being lonely in the city. Yes, please. Okay, made him sad. Very nice. Is there another answer?
We can say we are having no money and being lonely.
Very nice. We're having no money. Alright? Or we can say he had no money and was lonely in the city. Because of this participial cannot function as a finite verb, as a main verb. So we can change it into he had no money and was alone or was lonely in the city. No, so I have a subject and verb relationship. Number 4, when you drive, please.
When you drive in the city during the evening rush hour, you should be careful.
You should be careful. Is that right? Yes, so we add a clause to it. So you should be careful. Okay? Is that right? Yes, now I have a complex sentence like what we said last time. Please.
To apply for a job at the new store in the mall, you should be ready.
To apply for a job at the new store at the mall, you should be prepared or you should be ready. Or you can say,
You ought to.
you ought to apply, or you can apply, or you have to apply at. Is that right?
Yes.
You have to apply. Okay? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. I simply just change it into a sentence. Number 6. Yes, please.
As soon as Frank found out how expensive the cleaning job would be, we can delete as soon as.
Okay. Okay. Bravo. Very nice. Very nice. Frank found out how expensive the cleaning job would be, or we can else we can say, all right. Yes, please.
He decided to clean his car by himself.
Very nice. He decided to do the job or clean the car himself. Okay. Now we have a complete idea. Very nice. Number 7. Number 7. Yes, please.
Many customers coming back 3 or 4 times over the summer. It's a sentence.
No, it's not a sentence. Why is it not a sentence? Because in the subject is coming a verb. No. We say come, has come, will be coming, have been coming, and so on. But coming as a self is not a verb. It's not something called a finite verb. Okay, it's not a main verb. Okay, so can we fix it? Many customers are coming, or were coming, or will be coming. Now it is something called a finite verb. I'll talk about it later, inshallah. Will be coming 3 or 4 times a year during the summer. All right. Let's see number 8. We saw an example of this. Having very little time for anything else. Yes, please.
She is or he is having very little time.
Very nice. He's having very little time, or he has very little time. He has. So having, because having as a subject it cannot function as a subject or a verb by itself. So I have to change the verb. He has very little time for anything else. Now, number 9. Because she didn't want to tell where she had bought the strange shirt. Yes, please.
We can't say that she doesn't want to tell anyone.
No, this is the fragment. Well, how can we fix it? Because this is a dependent clause only. We can simply say, she didn't want, is that right? She didn't want to tell anyone where she had bought the strange shirt, or we could say, she kept silent. Or her friends were angry with her. Okay? Let's say, her friends were upset. Were angry with her or were upset. Okay? Last one. For example, in the restaurant. For example, in the restaurant. Yes, please.
I will meet you.
Okay. For example, I will meet you in the restaurant. Now I have a sentence. Okay? Or for example, in the restaurant, you can find lots of choices. Alright? Lots of choices lots of food to choose from. Alright? Now this is what we mean by trying to address or solve sentence fragments, because a fragment is part of a sentence, not a complete sentence. Alright? Now, let's do this again. We're going to zoom in on this paragraph and try to find which sentences or which are the sentence fragments in this sentence, in this paragraph. Alright? So quickly read this paragraph and find the sentence fragments in them. Alright? Alright, are we finished? Alright, let's see. What is the fragment? Yes, please, you can read, start reading.
Interesting. From the start?
Yes, my mother's cousin.
Owned a hotel, and I worked there as a young woman.
Problem?
No.
No problem. Continue, please.
I enjoy doing this work very much.
Very nice. Okay, no problem. Okay, yes,
Met
please.
many interesting people. There's a problem.
Alright, there is a problem here, which is? There is no subject. I met many interesting people. Alright, yes, please.
One time my family came to stay in the hotel.
They a daughter. They had, again, there is a missing verb. They had a daughter. And she was my age, okay? Often met and talked. Yes, please.
We often met.
We often. Is that correct? The subject is missing. There is no subject here, so we could say we often met and talked about our lives, okay? And, yes, please.
I invited her to my house
To
to
meet?
meet my family. We shared our customs with her. Later, my mother told me something unforgettable.
Good.
She said, I know that you are going to live in America. My mother was a person.
Alright, so we have here, my mother is a very, or was, simply, not was, because it's a story. My mother was a smart woman and she was right. I came to America to search for my friend. I am still looking. I am still. So the verb is missing. I am still looking. So what we see here are the fragments mainly because they are missing a subject or a verb. And this is how it would look like. Okay, the answer would be something like many interesting people. They a daughter, and so on. We often met, and so on. All right. Let's conclude with this again with this paragraph and try to identify the sentence fragments in this paragraph. Very quickly, please. right, let's see. What is the problem here? Who would like to start first? After I had gotten up, full stop. I ate my breakfast. What is the problem here? This is a dependent clause. All right. So this is a problem. This is a fragment. How to fix it? Simple comma. Yes. After I had gotten up late, what happened? I ate my breakfast. All right. Now, yes, please.
While I was eating breakfast.
Problem? Yes. While I was eating breakfast. Again, it's a fragment because it's a dependent clause. How to fix it? Comma. While I was eating breakfast, I heard a squeaking sound at my door. It was a little kitten that was crying. It was really cute. I picked her up and took her inside and gave her a bowl of milk and a soft blanket. Problem? No. I took the day off so that I could take her to the vet. The vet told me she was fine. Full stop. Problem? No. Because I had given her what she needed, milk and a warm blanket. Problem? Yes, there is a problem. What is the problem here? This is again a dependent clause. Alright? Just a dependent clause. So again, this is a fragment. How to fix it? It's just attach it to the previous sentence, to the independent clause. The vet told me she was fine. No commas, because I had given her what she needed, warm and milk and a warm blanket. Now we have a complex sentence, okay? An independent clause, okay? She still needed a home. I asked all my friends to take care. They all wanted the little kitten. However, couldn't keep pets in their apartments. They couldn't. Is that right? Yes. The subject is missing. Now she is my pet and friend. So the answer would be something like this. Alright? The answer would be something like this. All of these are fragments merely because they are dependent clauses only. They are not complete sentence. And the only way to solve it is by adding the dependent clause to its main clause, to its independent clause. So just to recap, what we talked about today is basically a problem of sentence fragments, which can come as a dependent clause, or as a phrase, or as a word, and the only way to solve them is by changing them into complete sentences. That is to say, a subject and a verb and a complete idea. Is this clear? Yes. Alright, we'll do more practice inshallah next time. But for now, thank you very much, and I'll see you inshallah next time. Thank you.